One of the most anticipated dog breedings has finally been confirmed. The pups from this pairing of Zeta and DMX will be born very soon. We are now accepting deposits. Our pups will come with ears cropped and a 2-year health guarantee. Get ahead of the pack on purchasing a puppy by contacting NWA Cane Corsos on Instagram at NWA Cane Corsos. Call or text 479-326-1603 with any questions. A guard dog is your first line of defense. These will be the right pups for the job.
You was want to talk crazy. Let's do that. I want to fight you if you win. Devin Haney. It's this one fighter been calling out everybody's name and then fighting out one of them.
Who is that?
And I think
ain't gonna fight nobody.
Who?
Who are you talking about?
Who you think? Who you think?
Devin? No, sorry, I'm asking.
How you know? Hey, you said it on the first trial. You can call out everybody's name and don't fight not one of them.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So you heard those two clips right there. The first clip, that was Gervonta Tank Davis saying that, you know, he would fight Devin Haney if Devin Haney were to beat George Kambosos in the rematch. So we already know what happened in that fight. And now Gervonta Tank Davis is supposed to be fighting against Ryan Garcia next, which, let me just say this. The Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight definitely makes more sense to happen before a potential fight with Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney, because that will make that fight just that much bigger. If Devin Haney beats Lomachenko, the man that old media said was greater than Floyd Mayweather, and then Gervonta beats Ryan Garcia and then they fight, that makes that fight almost or just as big as Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. So with that being said, let me get back to my main point. Davis, once again, he says that Devin Haney, he calls out everybody and fights nobody. Now, usually when a fighter says something like that, that means that they want to fight that guy. That means that that's someone that they are planning on fighting perhaps next, like after the Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia fight. The reason why I say that is because I think it's pretty ironic that that's usually what you hear Devin Haney say. Devin Haney would usually say this about Ryan Garcia, because we know that before Ryan Garcia started seriously negotiating with Tank Davis, Ryan, he would always say, I'm fighting against Tank next, I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao next, etc., and he would never do it. But we all know when it comes to Devin Haney has been aggressively calling out all of these guys. But he doesn't just call them out, he tries to force negotiations. So when Davis says that Devin Haney calls out everybody and fights no one, he's saying it as if Teofimo Lopez was actually trying to make the fight and Devin Haney turned it down. Or Ryan Garcia was trying to make a fight. Remember, Ryan was Devin Haney's mandatory. And he actually removed himself from the #1 spot. That's the reason why Devin ended up fighting against Jojo Diaz, another fighter that Devin Haney aggressively called out and made the fight come to fruition. Now Devin Haney once again is fighting Lomachenko, or at least he's supposed to be fighting Lomachenko next. They're in negotiations, and according to reports, that fight is supposed to be announced really soon. It's really crazy when you think about it, because out of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Gervonta Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis is the only fighter that Lomachenko has been aggressively calling out for years. Loma has never really called out Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney. And Devin Haney has been calling out Lomachenko for years. And now Devin is fighting Lomachenko next. So everyone that Devin Haney calls out, they either avoid him or they fight him. So when Davis says this about Devin Haney, I'm thinking the only reason he could be saying something like this once again is because he's saying that he wants to fight Devin Haney next. Because Devin Haney has already called out Gervonta Tank Davis. And Devin Haney has never called out a fighter and walked away from the fight. So assuming everything goes according to plan, and Gervonta Davis, he does get the Ryan Garcia fight, he beats Ryan Garcia, outside of Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, I can't see Davis fighting any other opponent that would make more sense. And I know that that is going to be the fight that fans are going to be pushing hard for. I can guarantee you guys, whenever Davis does an interview after the Ryan Garcia fight, he is going to be overwhelmed with questions about him fighting against either Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. When are you fighting him? When are you fighting him? It might get to the point to where Davis is going to be sick of people mentioning Devin or Shakur's name, if it hasn't already reached that point. Because even when Gervonta was promoting the Hector Garcia fight, he was doing interviews on hip-hop channels and all kind of stuff, and everyone was asking about him versus Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. And it's going to be way worse after the Ryan Garcia fight. Gervonta saying things like Devin, he calls everyone out and fights nobody. I don't know if Gervonta realizes it, but that's just making the fans want to see the fight even more. Or maybe he does realize it. But let's just hope for now we get the Ryan Garcia announcement, and then we'll see what happens after that. Let me close out with saying this. Isn't it amazing when you hear Davis say that Devin Haney, he calls out everybody and fights no one? When Gervonta says that, he knows that Devin Haney is fighting against Lomachenko next. And let me just say this as well. Clearly, Gervonta is taking shots at Devin Haney because Devin Haney was taking shots at Gervonta. Remember, Devin Haney, he also said that Gervonta is always taking tune-ups. All of his fights are tune-ups. He said the Hector Garcia fight was a tune-up. So just think about this for a second. If Gervonta knows that Devin is fighting Lomachenko, and he's basically saying that Devin is fighting a nobody, and Devin is saying that Hector Garcia is a tune-up, we already know that Chris Colbert and Roger Gutierrez, who was the champion at the time, we know Hector Garcia definitely wasn't a tune-up for those fighters, right? We know that Lomachenko, once again, has been praised as if he's better than Floyd Mayweather, at least by a very biased old media. So if Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis are talking about these two fighters like they're nobody, it really just shows you the level that they're on in terms of their skill set and confidence. Because you would never hear anybody calling Lomachenko a nobody. Certainly not old media and the rest of the decafs. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.